Hi, everyone. So this afternoon, I decided to share another theory about change. I think one key thing in life is leaving a mark, impacting the society. And for us to impact the society, that's my observation of what I believe. For us to impact the society, we need to understand self. And so that is why when I read some works done by several people on how we can transform ourselves, and I find them so impactful, I share them out here. It might be a blessing to you. So today we are talking about intentional change theory by Boyatzis 2006. So Boyatzis posits that a lasting change happens when individuals become intentional to change themselves. That is, when these individuals become intentional in understanding who they want to be, who they are, and understanding the gap between who they are, who they want to be, and coming up with what he calls a learning agenda. And that learning agenda is going to guide the change process. So the learning agenda contains what you're going to do in real life. So he believes that when you become intentional as an individual in transforming yourself, you are going to have what we call intrinsic motivation. That is the motivation that comes within. This is because, according to him, change can be sustained through self-motivation. It's not something that should be coming from outside. So when you have those intrinsic motivation, you will produce positive emotions. And when you have all this positive energy, and then you have supportive relationship, then you will change, or you will attain the ideal self. That is the who you want to be. So let's walk straight into this theory. So the first stage of this theory, Boyatzis says that one should understand ideal self. That is who I want to be. Generally in life, you should have a dream. You should have a vision. If you just sit, you want to change, you want to impact the society, you want to be, this greatest person. And you do not even know, where you want to go. You do not even know who you are, then it's going to be difficult. So what he is saying is, first of all, you need to understand who I want to be. So having your goal, having your dream, understanding yourself will help you produce hope, will help you look at life differently, because having that awareness of who I want to be will now move me to the second stage, where I look at myself again and check, who am I? So currently, as I'm talking, who am I? Currently, as I'm talking, who do I want to be? So these two stratas help with what we call comparison. And in the process of comparing, you identify what is missing, what is lacking for me to be who I want to be. And so these missing gaps is what now Boyatzis is encouraging us that we use them to develop what we call a learning agenda. So we develop a way in which we are going to bridge the gap between the real self and the ideal self. Because if we do that, if we focus on the gap, then we will narrow it. And as in the process of narrowing it, we become a totally new or changed person. Because once we have those learning agendas, we are now going to put them into practice, applying them in real life. And so when we are applying them in real life, we are working or embracing Boyatzis' theory of change. So Boyatzis says that, change comes through practice. And remember, you can just practice. As you practice, you always have that reference point. You check, am I moving towards, the who I want to be? And so that call takes you to what we call a lot of reflections, a lot of growth to do in there. And so once you do that, you will surely grow. Finally, Boyatzis is saying in this theory that as we work on this narrowing of the gap between the ideal self and the real self, we need supportive relationship. We need people around us. And these people are people that we can count on. One thing I've realized in life is that those around us, they play pivotal role towards being who we are. So there are a group of people in your life who will always, pull you down. There are people in your life who will always drag the process of letting you reach to that level of knowing or satisfying who you want to be. There are those people around your life who are contributing to who you are right now. Probably they are contributing negatively, They are the people who are not being real with you, not letting you realize your potential. So yet some of us also, we have those people that are around us, they can help us, but we are not making use of them. So Boyatzis is saying, as you're walking through this change process, you need to have supportive relationship with some people who will give you constant positive feedback. When we talk of positive feedback here, we are talking of being real, to help you grow, they have to be real. We have friends who will tell you, oh boy, this is good, but they know very well that, it's not good. Oh, you're doing great, but they know, okay, you're doing great, but that is not your best. So you need those kind of people that can accelerate this process by being real with you. So check your friends. You need those friends that can encourage you in your growth. You need those friends that, you can go to them and just talk to them about the challenges you face, about the good things you face, and they will not feel jealous. They will be real with you, listen to you, encourage you when it's necessary. So they'll give you what Boyatzis call psychological safety. When you just sit and think, oh, I have a team, I have people who are cheering me in this change process. So for you to sustain this change, it is not something that is going to happen in a day. Boyatzis says change work happens over a period of time. So it's a journey that you're going to walk. So always be ready to walk the journey with the journey as long as, your dream is still there. So this morning I was reflecting on the society today. We have what we call winter storm. And as I was out there driving in this, I remembered like, oh, really? Sometimes our environment affects the way we see things. Our environment, where we were born, where we were raised, where we are married, where we go to church, where we school, where the community around us plays a key role on how we view the world around us. And this can sometimes affect us negatively because sometimes we tend to think that, there are some things that are just meant for specific people and not us. So we do not look at us and reflect and see, like, where is it that I should be? What is this great thing that is in me that I can attain? Or what is this great thing that I can attain? Dream big. And then that big dream will help you have a reason to change your strategies on how you work. Because for me, I believe God created us, and when He created us in His own image, He designed us, with what I call seed of greatness. So each and every one of us, we have that great seed in us. So if we take time and embrace this Boyatzis theory of change, we will then sit, reflect, and see, who do I want to be? That moment of reflection will take you to what God designed, that great seed that God designed in you. So, where do you want to be? Takes you to where God wants you to be. And remember, God wants you to be, you are the head and not the tail. So, after knowing where you want to be, look at where you are now. Don't just say, this is where I want to be, and then you are done. No. Complete the assessment. Look at your current self. Is it matching? Is there a gap? Identify those gaps. And when you identify those gaps, these gaps, we are going to bridge them in this theory. So once we have the gaps that we need to bridge, then we are going to develop what we call a learning agenda, or a plan that we are going to use to bridge the gap. So these plans that we have developed from the gap, we are going to put them into practice. And as we put them into practice, we keep checking our progress. And as we check our progress, Boyatzis is saying, let's use friends, let's use families, let's use people around us to help us, in this journey by letting them give us real feedback, letting them encourage us, letting them act as our psychological safety place. Because I have also realized that those around us can make us blossom. Those around us can make us fail to realize our dream. So what I want to encourage you this evening is that please take a moment, reflect on your life. Look at what is it that you should do to lead you to who you want to be. So identify where you want to be. That is who God designed you to be. And after identifying that, go back again and check, who are you right now? Where are you currently? Are you near where you want to be? What is missing in the question? Identify those ones, write them down, and then come up with what we are now calling learning agenda, or a plan on how we are going to bridge that gap, ensuring that that which is missing, we're going to put into practice. And the encouragement is, look around you, look at your friends, assess, look at the tools around you, make good use of them, because it is through those tools that you are going to accelerate this change process. All the best. See ya.